What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile for September 2019, and today we're going to be doing my Cyberse deck. Oh man, Cyberse have been getting stronger every consecutive set released during the Link Reigns era. Oh my god. And it's at the point where not only can it expand the field to turn around and be able to create a U-Link, but now this deck can actually create a lock scenario to prevent your opponent from targeting your monsters or even attacking your monsters at all. Oh man, the deck only gets more consistent and more stronger every set. So right now we're at a very strong point because we just got some pretty awesome promos from the recent video game, and we're going to check this deck out and you're going to see how awesome it is. Alright? 3 copies of Backup Secretary. Backup Secretary is huge in Cyberse decks, being able to special summon herself out whenever you control another Cyberse monster. More bodies on the board means more things you can do. Alright? 3 copies of Balancer Lore. Balancer Lore is also another awesome card. Pay 1,000 life points, you get another normal summon of a Cyberse monster right from your hand to the field. This is awesome. And not only that, but if this card's ever banished from the field, guess what, guys? You get the special summon of a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster onto the field to replace it. Actually makes it very worth it to run Signet Backdoor with this card, because you can search with Signet Backdoor and special summon with this guy's effect. Alright? 2 copies of Boot Staggered. Special summons himself out when you normal summon a Cyberse monster onto the field. Awesome. Alright, whenever Boot Staggered destroys a opponent's monster by battle, you get a token, which means more bodies for more plays. 2 copies of Clock Wyvern, and there's 2 reasons why I have 2 copies of him. Number 1, he's the key material for your Cyberse Clock fusion summon, and 2, he is a 1-card Link 2 monster because you can have his attack and special summon a token on the field. Alright, one of the new cards from the Fist of the Gadget set, 2 copies of Code Radiator. Code Radiator, whenever you're Link summoning a Code Target monster from your extra deck, you can use this card in your hand as a material. And if you do, you can target one of your opponent's monsters and bottom out that monster's attack. And that attack loss is permanent. Alright, now if Code Radiator happens to be on the field and you Link summon a Code Target monster using it as a material, guess what, guys? You can target up to 2 monsters on your opponent's field and bottom out their attacks. So it makes it easier to basically either OTK or one-shot your opponent. 2 copies of Cyberse Gadget. Normal summon Cyberse Gadget, special summon a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from your graveyard to the field. Awesome. More bodies, more plays. And then when Cyberse Gadget leaves the field, he gives you a token. Alright. And of course we have 3 copies of Flame Buffalo. We've seen how awesome this card is in Salmon Grades. It's even better in this deck because you can turn around and dig deeper into your deck, get the pieces you need, and just be able to continue extending your plays. Alright, Lady Needbug, she's the Stratos of the Cyberse type. Get your level 4 or lower Cyberse monsters into your hand. And of course, one of the new promos from the recent video game Microcoder. Awesome. Similar to Code Radiator, where if you're Link summoning a Code Target monster from your extra deck, you can use this card from your hand as a material, which is awesome. And if you do that from the hand, you get to search your deck for any Signet spell or trap card, which is just huge. Having that search effect to be able to search out your spells and traps, just awesome. If this card's on the field and you send it to the graveyard, you can search out a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster instead. So, you got your choices. Alright, Cyberse Magician, the Ritual Monster, that's part of the lock board, very important. Pretty and very easy to actually get out, so awesome card to have. Alright, 3 copies of Signet Backdoor. Alright, Backdoor banishes a Cyberse monster you have to search out another Cyberse monster with an attack equal to or lower than that monster you banished. And of course, if you use Balance Allure, you can search, and then you can use Balance Allure's effect to special summon. The banished monsters actually return to your field during your next standby phase, which is actually pretty awesome. Alright. 2 copies of Signet Kodak. Kodak is actually pretty damn awesome in this deck. It's another consistency booster that the deck has. Summon out a Code Talker monster from your extra deck, and you can search out another Cyberse monster with the same attribute as the Code Talker you summon. Alright? And you can utilize this search effect multiple times during your turn. It's just that you cannot search the same attribute more than once. Alright? We do have all 6 attributes now, so it's going to be easy to get to what you need. Alright? Signet Fusion to go into your fusion plays. Signet Mining for consistency, more consistency purposes. Signet Optimization. Now this is a pretty damn awesome. It basically gives all your Code Talker monsters the Ancient Gear effect, where your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle until the end of the damage step, which is actually pretty awesome. And not only that, but it also gives you an extra normal summon. Alright, so 2 amazing effects just help this deck even better. Alright, of course we need to have Signet Ritual in the deck to ritual summon out Magician, Monster Reborn to help further extend your plays, and the same thing for the 2 copies of World Legacy Secession for extending. Alright, last but not least in the main deck, you have 3 copies of Signet Conflict. Oh man, this counter trap is completely and totally awesome. Alright, this card can turn around and negate monster effect spells or traps, and then your opponent is not allowed to activate cards with similar names, with a name similar to that of the one that was negated, until the end of the next turn, which is just huge. It causes a massive amount of disruption, and it can really mess with your opponent. Alright, so that's the main deck. To the extra deck, Cyberse Clock Dragon. Oh, this badass has won me so many games. Alright, when you fusion summon this guy out, the number of link monsters you utilize, you count up the link rating of all the link monsters, and then you mill cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard, equal to the combined link rating. So if you use a link 3 and 2 link 2s, that'll be a combined rating of 7, which means you mill 7 cards. What happens then is that this card gains 1,000 points for every card you send to the graveyard by this effect, which means it goes from 2,500 all the way up to 9,500. Combine this with Microcoder's ability to bottom out your opponent's attacks. Yeah, one-shotting your opponent just got a whole lot easier. Alright, Link Karibo, awesome Link 1. You can basically use any token to create them and tribute them off to bottom out one of your opponent's monster's attack, which is just awesome. Cyberse Witch, special summon any card to a zone it points to, and you're getting a search for your Signet Ritual spell and Ritual monster. Backup Secretary, or Backup Supervisor, excuse me. Awesome card. If you make her with Backup Secretary, she gets even better, because any monster that she points to, if it battles, you're getting an extra special summon of a Cyberse monster from your hand to the field, which is insane. Now, if she's ever popped, you're getting a Backup Secretary to replace her, so very cool. Security Dragon. Oh man, this card is link summon and it's co-link. You can target one of your opponent's monsters, bounce it off the field. You got Honeybot. Anything that's co-linked to her can't be destroyed by battle. Alright, for the Code Talkers, Decode Talker. Pretty awesome. Powers itself up by 300 for every card it points to. And not only that, you contribute one of the cards it points to negate an effect that targets one of your monsters or cards and destroy that card, which is actually pretty cool. And it's your dark attribute for your dark searches like Microcoder. You have Encode Talker. Encode Talker, actually pretty cool. During battle phase, it can power boost any monster it points to, that battles that it points to, which is actually pretty good. It can power boost itself. Light attribute for your light attribute searches. There's a lot of different light attribute monsters. Backup Secretary, Boots Staggered. So you're getting a lot of different searches here off of him. Alright, Xcode Talker. Alright, depending on how many monsters are in the extra monster zones, you can actually block that many unused main monster zones on your opponent's field, as long as this card's is up there. And then any card it points to gains an extra 500 attacks and can't be destroyed by battle. Alright. Power Code Talker can target one monster and basically negate its attacks for that, or effects for that turn. And then when this card attacks, you contribute a card it points to, and its attack becomes double. Boosted up to 4,600, which is actually pretty cool. Alright. Shooting Star Talker. This is another card that can actually make use of Code Radiator. Basically, it gains an extra attack plus. It gains an extra attack +1 for every monster it points to. So if it's pointing to 2, yeah, you're gonna get an extra. You get 3 attacks. If it's pointing to 1, you get 1. You get 2 attacks. You get the whole idea. But with Code Radiator in the mix, you can bottom out multiple attacks, and then you don't have to worry about a second effect, which is basically whenever this card attacks your opponent's final monster on the board, it loses 400 attack. But as long as Code Radiator is in the mix and you bottom out those monsters' attacks, you're going to be inflicting damage. And best part about it is that for every monster this card destroys, you're drawing a card. So more consistency there. Alright, 2 copies of Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker puts in so much work in this deck. Whenever it's Link Summon, you can target a Link 3 or lower Cyberse monster in your graveyard, special summon to a zone it points to. And anything that's co-linked will increase its attack and the linked monster's attack, or co-linked monster's attack, by 500. Alright, and of course, your opponent cannot turn around and destroy those cards by battle. Of course, we got Tri-Gate Wizard. Tri-Gate Wizard is awesome. Multiple co-links on this thing can give you different effects. Alright. Can double the damage it does to your opponent. When a co-link monster does damage, it can banish a card off your opponent's field, and it can give you an extra negate if you have 3 monsters co-linked to it. Alright, and last but not least, we got Meta Knight Crusader, Avramax. Ooh, this guy. He's a beast of a link monster. Kind of has a similar effect to both Cyberse Clock and the Magician, where it can protect from battle and targeting with card effects. So your opponent has to target this one instead. Alright, if this card battles an opponent's monster, it gets to increase its attack by that opponent's monster's attack points. So you're basically doing almost like direct damage, depending on how much the other monster is. And then if this card ever leaves the field, yeah, you're bouncing one of your opponent's cards off the field as well. So it makes for a very difficult card to get around. Alright, guys. That is it for my Cyberse deck profile for September 2019. As always, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe. Enable notifications, especially YouTube notifications, so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And guys, until next time, as always, peace.